Hello and welcome back to the Dallas Cowboys Nation. The Dallas Cowboys are entering the final preseason test with the major roster decision. The Dallas Cowboys are entering one of the most important moments of their 2026 preseason, with the regular season approaching and the final preseason game against the New Orleans Saints just around the corner. The Cowboys are facing a difficult decision that could shape the team for the entire offseason. After two consecutive seasons without a playoff appearance, expectations surrounding the Dallas are enormous. The organization has spent the offseason rebuilding its defense, adding veterans experience and young talent, while also giving a Dak Prescott and the offense new weapons to work with. So now the evaluation period is almost over. According to the Dallas Cowboys, the team will face the say in its final preseason game at AT&T Stadium, by giving the player one of the last opportunity to make their case before the roster is reduced to 53 roster or players. The Dak Prescott remained the centerpieces of the Dallas Cowboys offense, but one of the biggest positive developments during the training camp has been the chemistry of developing around him. CD Lamb continues to be one of the team's most important offensive weapons, while George Pickens has added another major dimension to the passing game. The Dallas Cowboys believe the offense can become more explosive in 2026 season, and the team has also been evaluating its quarterback depth. Joe Milton has emerged as the strong candidate for the backups role behind the Dak Prescott, while for some who remain in the competition for a roster sports. So that competition is especially important because the Cowboys knows how quickly a season can change when starting the quarterback is unavailable. The defense is becoming the biggest story, and perhaps the most encouraging developments in the Dallas has been the progress of the defense. The Cowboys hired Christian Parker as defensive coordinator after finishing with the major defensive problems in previous seasons. The organization then invested heavily in rebuilding the unity through a free agencies and the draft. One of the most exciting additions is a rookie safety, Caleb Downs, who has already been making headlines during the training camp. So the Downs recorded his first interception of the training camp, and he did it again at Dak Prescott during an open practice in Francisco. That player is another indication of why expectations surrounding the rookie are so high. The Cowboys also added the veteran pass rusher Von Miller, giving the defense another experienced player capable of creating a pressure on opposing quarterbacks. The team has repeatedly emphasized that having multiple pass rushers is critical in today's NFL. A young defender such as Shavon Lavelle, Joshua Barham, and Letty Everton have also impressed during the camp by giving a Dallas reason to believe that the defense could look dramatically different from the last season. The Cowboys currently have more players than they can help. That means the Friday preseason final against the New Orleans is not simply another exhibition game. For many players, it could be their final audition. Dallas must eventually reduce its roster to 53 players and several opposition battles remain unresolved. So the Cowboys' latest unofficial depth chart still contain all designation at the multiple positions, showing that the coaching staff has not made every decision yet. A player on the bubble will be fighting for every snap, and strong performances against the even someone lost up sports and poor performances could mean the end of the player's time in the Dallas Cowboys. The matchups with New Orleans also comes after a chaotic joint practices between the two teams earlier with this month, and the Cowboys and say will also field. The Cowboys entered the final preseason game after impressive victory against the Arizona Cardinal of 34 to 13. So the John Milton led the Cowboys in that game, while the defense once again produced a strong performance. The big playability that the Dallas Cowboys want to see from their young offensive player. Milton continued producing throughout the first half, helping Dallas to build a commanding lead before a halftime. By the end of the first half, the Cowboys had scored 24 points, while the Arizona had managed only 6. So that's why the Dallas Cowboys have been won against the Arizona Cardinals 34-2. So, also, running back Malik Davis was another player who benefited significantly from the game. Davis consistently produced a positive yardage and scored a touchdowns while also showing an important skills that coaches value from the backup running back pass protection. Dallas Cowboys reporters highlighted Davis' ability to pick up a blitz and give Hamilton additional time in the pockets. That the combination of flashing production and pass protection could be extremely important as the Cowboys finalized their running back depth chart. The performance strengthened Davis' case in the competition for the Cowboys left back loan. So also the Cardinal Brown provide a huge play like in the preseason opener game. Wide receiver Cardinal Brown also had a memorable night. A Brownie block loose for spectacular 70-yard touchdown play, giving a Cowboys another explosive offensive momentum. And his performance is particularly important because Dallas has several receivers competing for roster positions behind established names such as C.D. Lamb and George Pickens. For young receivers, preseason games are about more than statistics, so every big catch, slot block, and special teams contribution can influence the coaching staff when final roster decisions are made. Brown's big play certainly gave the Cowboys another reason to continue evaluating him closely. While the offense received most of their attention, a Dallas defense also played a major role in the victory. The Cowboys forced Arizona into a difficult situation throughout the game, and the rookie cornerback Shavon Levo Jr. made another impressive play by intercepting a Cardinal drive early in the game. Levo has been generating attention during a training camp and preseason, and another interception only, which increased the excitement surrounding his potential. A rookie linebacker Joshua Bellingham also made his preseason debut and immediately showed the physicality that the Dallas hoped to see from him. His early tackle for the loss was one of the defensive highlights of the opening quarters. The Cowboys also received pressure from the players such as LT Overton, who recorded a sack during the game. And after Milton's impressive first half, Sam Howell took over the quarterback for the Dallas. So the Howell completed 70% of his passes but finished with only 65 passing yards and one interception, producing 47 pass rating. That performance is create an interesting situation for the Dallas Cowboys, and the Milton has now put together multiple strong preseason performances, while Howell is still trying to show that he can provide reliable depth behind a Dak Prescott. With a roster decision approaching, every remaining practice and preseason opportunity become increasingly important. Dallas takes control early, and the Cowboys establish the control from the opening quarters. Dallas scored 14 points in the first quarters,